They done took down Puff. They done took down all these other powerful black people. Jay-Z's like the lone standing powerful black man.
You do the track record on them. Jay is them people.
But I know they went up to the feds one day and they took some paperwork up there to him.
Let's be very clear. This is the email that DJ Vlad sent me, his producer sent me, asking me to appear on his podcast on YouTube just after the Cassie video was released on my birthday.
But where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. So I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally is that those accusations are crazy.
And that was 50 Cent. No one's scared of 50 Cent. I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
I think it was kind of taken out of context a little bit, but what do you think about it?
I don't think it was taken out of context. No, I think the guy who was talking to him made him feel like a punk. You see what I'm saying? So he had to say, yo, nobody scared of 50. Let's get this clear. Nobody is scared of 50. But I'm not the issue. Him making you feel like the punk is the issue. At the end of the day, I look at it and people don't assess themselves. Even really intelligent people. Jay's a smart guy. You know what I'm saying? He'll analyze other people and other things that they're doing and not actually look at what's happening to him and his transition and difference.
For years, people saw Jay-Z and Diddy as untouchable. Two heavyweights locked in at the top of hip-hop, business partners, close friends, real power players. They looked solid, like nothing could shake them. But according to what 50 Cent has been hinting at, that loyalty cracked the moment survival became more important than brotherhood. If the ship was going down, someone had to grab a lifeboat. And 50 says this story was never about music. It was about control. When that control started slipping, something cold happened. The people closest to Diddy didn't rush in to protect him. They rushed to protect themselves. That's where Jay-Z's name starts popping up. As Diddy's legal issues stacked higher and higher, the industry suddenly went quiet. No big names speaking up, no loud defenses, just silence. And behind that silence, insiders say serious moves were being made. According to allegations that have been circulating for years, Jay-Z may have been quietly collecting information on Diddy long before things exploded. Some even claim this information was shared through his longtime associate, Desiree Perez, allegedly tied to federal cooperation.
They done took down Puff. They done took down all these other powerful black people. Jay-Z's like the lone standing powerful black man.
You do the track record on them. Jay is them people. If you do the history on most of the people that got in trouble in the industry, big trouble, who they went to for help? When Lil Wayne was in trouble, who'd he go to? When Meek Mills was in trouble, who'd he go to? Meek Mills said it himself. Desiree helped me. You understand? So how could he be up next? You know what I'm saying? He is them people. They go to him when they got problems. And what they gonna say if he don't come up and done it? What they gonna say? Told you, he ain't got nothing to do with that. They still gonna cover it up anyway. But I don't think they coming after him at all. I don't think they got, like I said, I think he is them. He has a relationship with them. You talking about a woman that had a relationship with the feds for 20-something years.
These are claims, not confirmed facts. But 50 Cent hasn't stopped pointing at them. He keeps saying this wasn't gossip, not random talk. He says it was real evidence, recorded and documented. That's what made people pause. Suddenly, 50 had enough material to build a full Netflix documentary when others had nothing. So people started asking questions. Where did all that information come from? Industry insiders believe Jay-Z understood how dangerous those recordings could be. And instead of going down with Diddy, he allegedly chose distance, damage control, and maybe cooperation to protect himself.
You got an agent, your agent that's in charge of you. You think she don't have no relationships over the years with all these agents that became retired and connected and this and that and the third till they just know she got power. That's power over there. You know what I'm saying? Who you wanting one on your side? You got them on your side? You know what I'm saying? If something happened with him, it's gonna be about a money situation. It ain't gonna be nothing that's going to hurt. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't see them going after him. You know what I'm saying? But everything Jaguar be saying do flourish.
Then came the legal angle, and that's where eyebrows really shot up. As accusers stepped forward, Jay-Z's personal attorney, Alex Spiro, reportedly appeared around multiple areas tied to Diddy's case.
Sean Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it. You want to know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and ripping you? I can tell you how it feels. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. That Cassie shit, that's nothing. I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me and he's got it on tape. Just like Diddy. And they're gonna be crazy. It's gonna be the women that give him in the end.
Critics said it looked strategic, not random. Jaguar Wright has said Jay-Z always moves early. He doesn't wait for collapse. In her words, he exits before the fire spreads, letting others deal with the smoke. The timing only added fuel to the talk. As Diddy's situation worsened, 50 suddenly had leverage, access, and confidence to challenge people nobody ever touches. That's why many believe someone powerful opened the door for him. If Jay-Z knew those tapes existed and knew they would surface, quietly stepping away could have been the cleanest exit possible. Protect yourself, cut ties, let the fall happen. 50 hasn't outright accused anyone, but he hasn't denied it either. What he has said is that betrayal didn't come from enemies. It came from inside, from people smiling for cameras while planning their escape. That's why Hollywood feels uneasy now. If this was calculated, then the silence wasn't loyalty, it was strategy. When asked why she focused so much on Jay-Z instead of only Diddy, Jaguar Wright gave a blunt answer. She said, "They are connected."
These are criminals. Diddy is a dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many people does he have to be around before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me, I'm trying to move beyond Diddy, I'm Love now. It seems like Jay-Z would try to run away from his past.
Calling that love and anything that he did love. Brother love. What kind of love? Baby oil love. Baby love. Baby love. Explicit love. Hey! They never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
Oh man, it's different now.
These lyrics are all hitting different right now. All the people talking about fathers.
In her words, talking about one without the other makes no sense. She claims they moved together, rose together, and if things fall apart, they fall together. These are her opinions. Not proven facts, but they shook people.
Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had the sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary aneurysm, just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
We need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone.
Others noticed another detail that wouldn't go away. Jay-Z and Beyoncé were reportedly losing followers day by day, yet neither spoke out. No statements, no denials, nothing. Jaguar didn't see that silence as confidence. She saw it as fear.
Your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you. He put it in everybody else. Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
that
it.
That belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
A half of which dumbass bitch.
So, you know, it's funny that it's crazy you say these things.
Why don't nobody want to accept that?
I think she's...
She went and the girl cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was... Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. No snacking on his bed. People cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started
And once the full truth comes out, many believe people will finally understand why that silence was so loud. In her view, it wasn't just Jay-Z under scrutiny. Jaguar made it clear she also believes Beyoncé is connected. These are her personal claims, not court rulings. But she didn't soften her stance at all. She framed it as power moving in pairs, not solo acts, and said people at that level don't operate alone. She also explained that she never planned to appear on Piers Morgan's show in the first place. The offer came through her team, and she agreed because Piers has a reputation for fact-checking everything. In her mind, if her words survived his producers and lawyers, then the public would finally have to listen. She saw it as a filter she couldn't buy, only pass. And she wasn't wrong about the impact. The interview didn't just trend, it caused waves. Media figures jumped in fast, some backing away, others pushing back hard. DJ Vlad was one of the loudest, publicly brushing off her claims and questioning her credibility.
No, I know.
Yeah, but he said he would never sit with me. He would never have me on it. He never wanted to talk to me. He never would.
But I got receipts. Vlad, why did you reach out to Jag back in June asking for Jag to be on the show?
Why you do that, Vlad?
Vlad, why you playing in our face?
Why you lying on his podcast?
And Vlad, and your fat wife.
We'll stop there.
Damn.
Let's be very clear. This is the email that DJ Vlad sent me, his producer sent me, asking me to appear on his podcast on YouTube just after the Cassie video was released on my birthday. I saw it. I never responded. Odell responded. Weeks and weeks later. But then again, Diddy was already in trouble, so you really didn't need to talk to me because you couldn't do much disinformation with me. I guess that's why your friend from the Star Report, or should I say the Comet Report, because he crashed out just like a comet. I guess that's why he was so upset when I started asking him relevant questions about why he's propping up a liar. At this point in time, Vlad, I think it's only fair to say that Carol Johnson, your assistant, unless you're saying you didn't know, she sent this on your behalf.
The pushback was instant and aggressive. Then she turned up the pressure even more. She reminded everyone that months earlier, she had warned recordings were being quietly moved, sold, and traded behind closed doors. Back then, critics said she had nothing to prove it. But now, attorneys connected to active cases were reportedly confirming they had seen the same materials she warned about.
I didn't even know Vlad was going to be on.
Oh.
Like I said, it was brilliant. Because everything that he said, denouncing me and then confirming me and then talking about, that all happened a day before the report about the 9-year-old boy was released. And before people started confirming that the video that was being shopped around was Bieber and Diddy. See, that's the problem with running your mouth, Vlad. That's the problem. You didn't realize on Monday that every word that you said was gonna be invalidated on Tuesday. See, that's what happens when you're a liar. See, I didn't have to worry about what I said on Monday, because I knew what I said on Monday was gonna hold up on Wednesday. The truth needs no support, just time and room.
That's when the energy shifted. Jaguar said lies need constant protection, constant noise, constant backup. But the truth, she said it just needs time and room to breathe.
The person that was with them, they go up to the feds with all this paperwork, you understand? And I mentioned this before, you understand? They not only talking about the extortion stuff, they talking about how they trying to be made to have this what you call this promotion, this distribution thing, and which I'm finding out they wasn't even going to be a part of it until later. but they was in fear like they was trying to be made to be a part of this whole distribution thing that Suge Knight was trying to build up with Rockefeller, because it was Dame Dash, it was Irv Gotti, it was Jay Prince, and Death Row. You understand what I'm saying? So now, everybody wanna know who's this and who's that, and wanna go back and say, yo, how do you know? It came from the horse's mouth. He said he got all the paperwork to prove it. Kirk Burrows said it plenty of times, but nobody won't sit down with him. I mean, like, you won't get none of these, these radio stations and all this stuff like that to sit down with him. He said, I got the paperwork. He got files from the from the DEA and the FBI, all that stuff like that. He got plenty of paperwork.
And now, names once treated as untouchable are being quietly linked to the same events people whispered about years ago.
But Jay-Z, I didn't know about that. So Jay-Z, he told you?
Said that years ago, man. Said that years ago. What are you gonna do? They're gonna do whatever. Yo, listen to me. They're the reason why rap in New York went down the drain. They made sure that these young cats didn't come up with platforms and didn't come up with situations. Like Jay-Z, let me tell you something. Jay-Z and it's funny. It's funny. We were talking about how Puff and Ja Rule was cool. But at one time, Puff was trying to trick Ja Rule into going at Jay-Z. That whole weekend that he was with Sarah. The whole weekend they was in that hotel room. That day they was in that hotel room. All the way coming back on that G5 jet. He was trying to talk Ja Rule into going at Jay-Z. But now him and Jay-Z is like freaking frat. Crazy how things work out, huh?
Only this time, nobody's laughing. That's how fast alliances flipped. One minute people looked solid, the next minute lines were redrawn. Some observers point to Diddy's long-rumored influence across media and business, moments where broadcasts didn't cut away and stories didn't get pushed back. Meanwhile, conflicts played out where certain figures faced real consequences, while others seemed untouched. People didn't miss that pattern. It stood out loud and clear. When Kanye West publicly challenged Diddy and hinted at behind-the-scenes business ties, the fallout was immediate.
Kanye West, he made a comment on Drink Champs, and he said that Puffy was the feds. What you think about him saying that?
Well, when he talking about the feds, he could be saying that he's their ear. Puff is the one who goes back and he tells, like he did when Suge, when Jay Prince, when Irv Gotti, I think it was Irv Gotti could have been a part of that too. When they was all trying to get that distribution company together, he the one went back and told Jimmy Iovine and them, and then him and Kirk Burrows Kirk said he didn't know what he was doing. They took paperwork and they took some stuff up to the feds, you understand, regarding Death Row now. I don't know the intricate details of what they took, but I know they went up to the feds one day and they took some paperwork up there too.
The response wasn't slow or quiet, it was sharp. That moment made people rethink how power actually moves in the industry and who really pays the price when lines are crossed. That brings everything back to the original claim. The full details may still be hidden, but the pattern keeps repeating. Stories told years ago are now lining up with what's being discussed today. When timelines match and names overlap, it stops sounding like random talk and starts sounding like history catching up fast. Some insiders say people who cooperate or share information are often just as scared of the people they're talking about. Fear doesn't disappear, it just gets managed. That tension explains why so many stories get softened, delayed, or buried instead of challenged head-on.
What happened is that I guess Pac had got whiffed that Jay-Z was in town. Well, you know he gonna do a show because Jay-Z, he doing a show. But you gotta realize Jay-Z had became an enemy of Pac because I think he had said some was gonna do a song with Big or whatever like that, the whole 9 yards. So Jay is now Pac's enemy too. So Chaz Williams, who was over Black Hands. Black Hands was one of the labels who did that. Black Gangster had every artist in New York on, and Chaz, who is now getting into the music business, has become a music executive, and he was once a former gangster who was on American Gangster BET because they had him down for robbing 161 banks. That's what they put in their program and everything. But Chaz was a gangster in New York City that became a music executive. So he gets a phone call saying that Jay is not gonna come out the room because Tupac threatened him. So he's not gonna do his show. Can he make some phone calls, you understand, to get Pac off the booth? So I think he may have talked to Big D, and Big D and Eric B called Suge, and Suge was laughing, saying that wasn't him. Because they tried to make it seem like it was Suge that was doing it, but it was Pac. So I guess Suge called Pac. Pac let him go ahead and do his show and everything like that. But Jay was scared to come out his room.
So that story was really true about Jay-Z being afraid to come out his hotel room.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, he was scared. Probably still is scared.
Gene has said others later tried to downplay what happened or act like it never mattered, but he stands by his version. He also explained why everyone rushed to calm things down back then. At the time, there were serious conversations about easing tension between the East Coast and West Coast. There was even talk of building a Death Row East-style movement with artists from New York and California working together. If conflict had fully erupted between Tupac and Jay-Z, that entire plan would have collapsed instantly.
Going to call a dissension because they were trying to start Death Row East Coast. And that would have been Pac, Eric B, and you know what I'm saying, all the dudes here in New York. So then they're gonna have groups coming back and forth from Cali to New York. So it was just good business just to chill out with that. But they was trying to chill out the whole thing. They had a big meeting and Puff wouldn't send a representative or let Zip or Chaz represent them in the meeting.
Yeah, that's a wild story. And who told you this story, if you don't mind me asking?
I was there.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that, man. I didn't know you was there. So you was there when Jay was scared to come out his hotel room. I had no idea, man.
I used to roll with Chaz every day, bro. And then it came out. And then it came out, somebody else told the story. But that, I think it may have been Dame Dash or something like that told the story. A lot of my stories get out, man, but they don't believe when I tell them. They believe it when they hear somebody else.
So the silence, the smoothing over, and the sudden restraint start making more sense now. When you line up the old stories with what's surfacing today, the picture sharpens. The same names keep appearing, the same moves keep repeating, and the people who spoke up years ago are slowly being proven right, one detail at a time.